Welcome to Snake Island. In the last episode, I designated the day an Arts and Crafts Day and spent the time designing fashion accessories and primitive fishing gear, as well as treating my wounds and sampling a new fast food item. This episode begins at my beloved Tampico Beach, and then I return to where I left off 2 days earlier at Carlos Rosario Beach to explore the shore all the way to the Culebra Ferry Dock. Good morning. It's the morning of day 6. Mosquitoes were pretty bad last night. And it was hot last night. So I had plastic bags on all the night. So I got a lot of new mosquito bites. That being said, there's one way to deal with mosquito bites, and that's to stay active, keep moving, stay in the water, that kind of stuff. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to explore another part of the coastline today. It's going to be a beautiful day. Right now I'm shooting a time lapse. One of the hardest things about traveling a place like this is just everything gets wet. It doesn't matter if it doesn't rain or not, it's just the humidity. So like this shirt was in my backpack and it's just really damp now, so I'm gonna hang it out to dry. And also just looking for things, like little parts, you know, sometimes I put in my pocket, sometimes I had something in my shirt pocket, I lost it for a day, but that's where it was. And now I don't know where it is. Just, you know, I'm going through all my gear, putting out to dry. Trash bags, they got all this moisture and condensation collected inside of them from the night. Oh man, I could really use a shower now. Chickens are a part of a nutritional breakfast. The lobster was really small, only about 7 inches long, so I released it, and then I went on the hunt for something else. So I had 5 chitons for breakfast. I'm going to have some sea grapes to finish that up. I have been living on less than 1,000 calories a day here. Under these conditions, I should be consuming about 4,000 calories a day just to maintain my body weight. This is a pretty nice campsite. Oh, the hammock is so relaxing, especially during the daytime. When there's no mosquitoes and there's a slight breeze, it feels absolutely just wonderful. And I think the lack of food is really starting to take its toll on me. Today I really feel tired. I don't want to do anything. I would like to just lay here all day and just go out and try to catch fish, eat some chitons, eat some sea grapes, like I've had enough of the adventure. You know, it's really just because of lack of food though. I notice my fingernails aren't growing. They're like, it's like they're shrinking. But I'm out of water right now, so I couldn't stay here anyways. I need to get water, and I don't want to eat cactus. So I'm gonna go to Flamenco Beach, walk over there, it's a couple miles away, and refill my water reserves, and then explore from Carlos Rosario all the way to the ferry. Now I'm off to Flamenco Beach to get water and continue exploring. And along the path, more no-see-em bugs begin to drive me insane. Some friendly visitors who were also going to Flamenco Beach offered me a ride in their rented golf cart, making the trip a little faster and a little less tiring. At Flamenco at last. Of course, this guy's giving me a lift was greatly appreciated. Hot. Fortunately, I still have some food rations. An adventure bar. Give me some much needed calories. And of course, more sea grapes. Having a good supply of water and a quick lunch of my adventure bar and sea grapes really helped build my morale and prepare my body for the rest of the day. From Flamenco Beach, I hiked the trail over the hills to Carlos Rosario and Tamarindo Grande Beach. This is the trail to Carlos Rosario, and got some sea grapes for the road. After hanging my shirt and setting up my charging station, I proceed to do what I enjoy most on this island: swim. There's two places I really like being here on the island: in the hammock and in the water. The water feels amazing. And it feels amazing to have water inside me as well. This part of the island, from Carlos Rosario Beach to the Culebra Ferry Dock, is more accessible to people and has calm waters rich with sea life, as well as diverse terrestrial vegetation. Sea purslane, totally edible. But not that tasty, especially if you're thirsty, because it's kind of salty. is that beach I wanted to camp at 2 or 3 nights ago, but I was inundated with no-see bugs, so I had to evacuate. Remember the manchineel tree? Beautiful little cove though. The famous manchineel tree, little apple of death. This is definitely a spot where I ate manchineel fruit for the very first time in 2014. Had a tiny, tiny little piece, very tiny, like the size of my pinky nail. That's all I ate. I just wanted to test it. It tasted great. And then moments later, like 5 minutes later, throat just was burning. It was on fire. It was horrible, horrible pain. But fortunately that subsided over the course of probably an hour. But then a few hours later I had some mild digestive issues and disruptive bowels. I had diarrhea, in other words. And other than that, that was all. But what I have read is that when most people come in contact with the manchineel tree, little apple of death, they usually end up in ER. So avoid it at all costs. If you see these tiny little fruits, it's called little apple of death because they're shaped, they appear very much like little apples. Every part of the manchineel tree contains powerful toxins. The sap was once used to poison arrows. Upon contact with the skin, the juice causes severe blistering. Ingestion results in major gastrointestinal distress. Eye contact can render one blind. The fruit actually tastes very good, but don't eat it. It's very toxic, and also avoid skin contact. Always a tasty little snack. Always good. So good. Doesn't really smell like it's edible. The waters between Tamarindo Beach and Luis Peña Cay are a protected reserve featuring rich abundance and diversity of sea life in warm, clear, tranquil waters. This is the best place on Culebra to observe sea turtles and stingrays, but be very careful not to step on the sea urchins.
Between Tamarindo Beach and Melones Beach, the shoreline remains very narrow and consists predominantly of pebblestones and coral with portia trees above the shore, and there are a few residential dwellings along the way. Melones. The sun was setting, so I wanted to hurry to get to the Culebra ferry dock before dark. It's an easy walk past a recreational beach and quiet shores. Soon after the sunset, I was at the dock and then hiked in the dark back to my campsite at Tampico Beach, where I had spent the previous few nights. On the next Snake Island survival adventure, I finally leave my campsite at Tampico Beach and venture along the rugged southern peninsula to Soldier's Point, where I explore the underwater marine life and finally catch my first fish.
Just caught a fish! Woo!